Speaking of speed and reliability, these are some of the most important characteristics of a network. What does it mean when we talk about speed? What is the speed of a network? Well, speed is actually a measurement of how fast the data itself can be transmitted. You need to determine the speed of the network. Is it 10 megabit, 100 megabit, gigabit, or 10 gigabit? We've got capabilities of using speeds of 10 gigabits on a single line with 100 gigabit coming in a very, very short time. In fact, we have devices that are capable of 92 terabits per second, which is an amazing feat, but the limiting factor is the cost of these devices. It's the cost of these solutions, the components, the installations, and the people who are going to maintain it. Cost is always a limiting factor when we're trying to achieve maximum speed, so obviously there has to be a balance between speed and cost. You want to make sure that the speed of your network is going to properly encompass what's necessary for your specific data applications. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we can justify the cost of this solution. Would I like to have 10 gigabit Ethernet everywhere throughout the world? Well, definitely. Can I afford it? Not a chance. Not yet, at least. We will see that in the long run. Costs come down as the speeds continue to increase. Another major factor that you must be concerned with at all stages of networking, regardless of whether it's entry-level or very advanced, is security. You have to think about security. The security of the network itself is imperative, especially today when we see a variety of attacks that are happening and the intelligence of the attackers themselves, how much easier it's becoming for them to actually compromise our networks. We always have to ensure that we have achieved the appropriate level of security anytime we take actions that affect the network. Now, if your definition of security is impenetrable security, then that security is a fallacy. There is no such thing as impenetrable security. Ultimately, the objective of security has always been to have a unified policy that everybody understands and to make sure that you've achieved the appropriate level of security to either exceed the capabilities or the motivation of the primary attackers against your network. Security is like a locked door. It's a locked room. Are we safe just because it has a lock on it? Well, not necessarily. Somebody can find a way to get into that locked door, and they may, if they really want to. Security is about lowering the risk of that door being breached. The more complex your network becomes, the more complex your security solution becomes as well.